Hi, welcome to Listen2Riches. Today we will delve into the book Flow, The Psychology of Optimal Experience by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, a world-renowned leader in positive psychology. We will explore Csikszentmihalyi's theory of flow and its impact on happiness and mental well-being. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is a prominent figure in the field of positive psychology, and his theory of flow is considered a crucial component of this discipline. His initial work delves into the theory of flow, which holds significant importance in understanding and practicing positive psychology. Understanding the value of flow lies in its ability to combat two common unhappy experiences: the sense of monotony in life and the anxiety stemming from excessive stress. Flow theory emphasizes that focus can lead to a sense of happiness, effectively alleviating these negative emotions. The core tenet of flow theory can be summarized as follows. Flow states bring about positive life experiences, infusing us with sustained mental energy and enhancing our quality of life. Flow refers to the state people enter when fully engrossed in an activity, leading to a state of self-forgetfulness and immersion. This state is somewhat like a river's flow where, with focused support, one can effortlessly navigate. Csikszentmihalyi observed that many top artists, athletes, writers, and presenters have experienced flow. In fact, each of us may have experienced flow at some point, such as when painting, playing chess, or engrossing ourselves in online games, completely forgetting time and external distractions. Starting in the 1960s and 1970s, Csikszentmihalyi has been dedicated to studying positive psychological experiences in humans, amassing a substantial body of research. He is one of the most authoritative figures in the field of positive psychology. Over time, he, along with other psychologists, initiated the positive psychology movement, shifting the focus of psychology research from the negative to the positive, aiming to pursue human happiness and development. The innovation in flow theory lies in Csikszentmihalyi's ability to accurately describe the psychological experiences of individuals in a state of flow, distill the core elements of the flow experience, and systematically elucidate the prerequisites for achieving it. He employed scientific methods such as experience sampling to record people's daily flow experiences, accumulating valuable data that transcends superficial observations and enters the realm of scientific research. In this analysis, we will delve into flow theory from three angles: who can achieve the state of happiness, how to control consciousness to maintain mental health, and what conditions are needed to attain the optimal experience, which is the occurrence of flow. Now, let's explore the different viewpoints presented in this article. First, we will examine the first point. Only those who learn to control their consciousness can determine their life experiences and, in turn, achieve a state of happiness. We believe that the key to enhancing life experiences lies in the experiences themselves. Experience, or how people feel about life, is a purely subjective sensation unrelated to personal intellectual talents but deeply connected to one's inner self. This experience represents the most genuine feelings of individuals and is closely tied to the happiness derived from life. This happiness is fundamentally determined by one's inner self, with the critical factor being how daily experiences are filtered and interpreted. Every individual undergoes experiences daily, and happiness serves as a gauge of the quality of these experiences. If people's life experiences are unfavorable, they naturally cannot perceive a sense of happiness. Next, we will explore the root causes of human unhappiness, specifically why people feel their experiences are unfavorable. In this regard, Wang mentions that, at the dawn of the universe's creation, comfort and ease for humanity were not the primary considerations. This revelation sheds light on the origins of human unhappiness. From the perspective of biological evolution, our ancestors, like other animals, survived on this crisis-ridden Earth, contending with threats such as floods, predators, and microbial pathogens. Csikszentmihalyi thoughtfully compares human and animal consciousness. Although animals act under adverse conditions, they do so solely out of instinct and do not concern themselves with information unrelated to their survival. In contrast, due to their highly developed nervous systems, humans experience inner turmoil while attempting to control their external environment. This physiological mechanism was selected by nature to maintain survival and reproduction rather than to increase happiness. In the process of evolution, humans still have some opportunities for happiness, such as sensory pleasures like savoring delicious food, leisurely moments, and the joy of sexual experiences. However, these pleasures are fleeting and do not contribute to long-term happiness. Csikszentmihalyi emphasizes that an excessive pursuit of these momentary pleasures can lead individuals to become captives of their physical desires, unable to control their experiences when needed. From a sociological perspective, the root causes of human unhappiness also have deeper origins. Faced with the vastness of the universe, humans have always felt insignificant. This sense of powerlessness is expressed in many ancient myths and religions. Whether it's the Eskimos, hunter-gatherer indigenous people in the Amazon basin, Aboriginal Australians, or ancient Chinese, they all constructed orderly worlds through myths to protect people, enabling them to find spiritual solace even in extreme survival conditions. However, modern humans have moved far from the harsh survival conditions of ancient times and are entangled in new problems. Even with an abundance of food and comfortable living spaces, many people remain unsatisfied, constantly pursuing more material possessions and social recognition. Human desires continue to grow, leading to inner turmoil. Society guides people to chase wealth and status, making many believe these are symbols of happiness. However, the pursuit of wealth and status does not significantly enhance people's inner experiences, and the sense of happiness does not increase in proportion to material wealth. This leads to Csikszentmihalyi's perspective that the pursuit of social recognition and wealth is a misinterpretation of happiness. In modern society, people often center their lives around these pursuits, but they are outcomes of social control rather than genuine sources of happiness. He reminds us that controlling our consciousness and desires, becoming masters of ourselves, is the path to inner harmony. True happiness comes from controlling the inner self, not pursuing external conditions. Csikszentmihalyi's first point can be summarized as follows: only those who learn to control their consciousness can determine their life experiences and thus achieve a state of happiness. Our inner selves are not directly connected to the external environment. Our sense of happiness depends on how we control our consciousness, filter, and interpret daily experiences, thereby achieving inner harmony. Building on this foundation, we can further explore the workings of human consciousness, and Csikszentmihalyi's concept of the psychic entropy offers us a new perspective, which is a highlight of this article. Now, let's delve into the second viewpoint. This viewpoint emphasizes the importance of the optimal experience, which helps combat psychic entropy and maintain orderly consciousness. First, we need to explain what entropy means. The left side of this word represents the fire of flames, while the right side represents the commerce of commodities. In physics, commerce signifies a measure of disorder. You might have heard of the law of conservation of energy, stating that the quantity of energy in nature neither decreases nor increases, it only converts from one form to another, which is the first law of thermodynamics. The second law of thermodynamics, however, indicates that heat naturally transfers from hot objects to cold ones, resulting in energy losses during this conversion process. Consequently, the concentration of substances tends to disperse, structures tend to disintegrate, and order tends to become disorder, which is known as entropy. Applying this concept to the realm of consciousness, you can simply understand it as consciousness becoming spontaneously disordered and chaotic, which is precisely what Csikszentmihalyi refers to as psychic entropy. Once consciousness becomes disordered, a person's inner world loses its order, leading to anxiety and restlessness, which are the adverse experiences brought about by psychic entropy. In spontaneous physical processes, entropy continually increases. This explanation might seem a bit abstract, but if we apply it to the field of consciousness, you can understand it as consciousness naturally becoming disordered and chaotic, which is what Csikszentmihalyi refers to as psychic entropy. This state implies that a person's inner world loses its order, becoming unstable and restless, resulting in adverse experiences. It must be said that discussing the order of the human psyche from a physics perspective is indeed a groundbreaking idea by Csikszentmihalyi. No one has previously approached psychological activities in this way. However, if you find these concepts somewhat obscure, we can also explain everything from a psychological perspective. We all know that the amount of information the brain can process simultaneously is limited. With modern technology, we can measure the efficiency of the central nervous system in the brain and observe that it can only process 126 bits of information per second. For example, if we take a person's lifespan of 70 years and assume they are awake for approximately 16 hours a day, they can process a maximum of 185 billion bits of information in their lifetime. However, in reality, most people use their brains far below this capacity. Therefore, the multitude of experiences one goes through is greatly influenced by what information is allowed into their consciousness. In this process, what controls it all is your attention. It sifts through the millions of pieces of information you encounter daily, selecting what is useful to you and sending it into your consciousness. At the same time, it searches for relevant data in your memory to evaluate this information and make decisions. Attention drives your thoughts, feelings, and decisions. Since the brain's capacity is finite, attention becomes a form of mental energy. If you can control your attention, focus on what is beneficial to you at all times, and let this information help you achieve your goals, then your consciousness can function to its fullest capacity. If you can harness this mental energy effectively, it can become a tool to improve your life experience. On the contrary, if you are constantly distracted by external information, or if this information conflicts with your goals, you will be unable to wholeheartedly engage in achieving your objectives. This can give rise to negative emotions like fear, anger, anxiety, and jealousy. For example, consider a young man who is infatuated with a girl and is willing to go to great lengths to win her affection. If owning a trendy new car catches the girl's interest, he may set the goal of earning money to buy the car. However, if overworking takes away from his regular mountain climbing outings, leaving his climbing buddies discontented with his frequent absences, he may start having new thoughts about his choices between pursuing the girl and his leisure activities. His goals will change as new circumstances arise. In this scenario, will his experience be positive? It's unlikely and may even turn out poorly. For this young man, earning money to buy the car is the primary goal, and without his job, he won't be able to win the girl's affection. Therefore, making money becomes a crucial part of maintaining his inner order. He must invest a considerable amount of energy in dealing with crises like his climbing buddy's dissatisfaction and the dissatisfaction of a suddenly busier life. In this situation, he has actually entered what psychologists call the state of internal loss. In other words, his attention is forced in the wrong direction and he can no longer focus on his established goals. His mental energy becomes scattered. Experiences like this are all too common in life. Taking a closer look, you'll find that your attention is easily divided by irrelevant details or distracted by thoughts of outcomes or calculations of gains and losses. This makes it challenging to concentrate your attention on the present, leading to an inability to achieve inner peace. Whether it's defined as internal loss in psychology or utilizing the concept of mental energy from physics, they express the same fact. The complex consciousness system of humans requires order, and a state of disorder leads to restlessness. Prolonged states of scattered thoughts and restlessness can cause significant harm to the self, preventing individuals from focusing their attention on any goal, which in turn prevents them from experiencing positive feelings. Csikszentmihalyi introduces the concept of psychic entropy to describe the disorderly state of consciousness while also proposing the concept of optimal experience to counteract the disarray of consciousness. Focus brings happiness. Attention can be sustained on the current task without being distracted by the result. This inner consistency creates a pleasant experience. While you might not feel happy during a flow state because your attention is concentrated on the task at hand, once the task is completed, you'll feel a sense of satisfaction when you reflect on what has just transpired, which ultimately brings happiness. Therefore, this brings us to the second viewpoint. Optimal experience can counteract psychic entropy and maintain orderly consciousness. Now, let's delve into the third viewpoint, the triggering conditions of flow. Flow is a special psychological state that can be achieved under specific conditions. Here, we will discuss three essential conditions: clear goals, immediate feedback, and the balance between challenge and ability. These conditions collectively create the flow experience. First, let's talk about clear goals. Psychological experiments indicate that people experience worse outcomes when they lack clear goals compared to when they are compelled to do something. Wasting time without a purpose can lead to scattered attention, low moods, and even negative emotions such as anxiety, boredom, and fear. People with clear goals tend to have higher self-esteem and can better control their actions. American philosopher and psychologist William James once said that self-esteem's strength depends on the ratio of expectations to success. If goals are set too high and success is too infrequent, it can lead to long-term dissatisfaction with self-esteem, resulting in a poorer experience. Therefore, whether goals are actively set or passively generated, having clear goals can improve the experience. Secondly, there is the importance of immediate feedback. Immediate feedback allows a person to understand their performance after completing each step. Just like a climber who ascends with each step, knowing how much higher they've gone. Clear goals and immediate feedback are interrelated. Without clear goals, there can be no feedback because you don't know if you've reached your target. Most people find it difficult to maintain goals because their goals are vague. For example, if the goal for working out is simply to do your best, it lacks clear feedback. In contrast, if the goal is set as doing 12 reps per set with a 30-second rest in between, and if you can't do it, you stop, then that is a clear and feedback-providing goal. Immediate feedback keeps you aware of what you are doing, preventing a state of vagueness. In addition to clear goals and immediate feedback, the balance between the difficulty of the challenge and personal ability is another condition that triggers flow. Performing tasks that are too easy compared to your abilities can lead to boredom, while attempting tasks that are too difficult can cause anxiety. There is a balance point between the two, with the challenge slightly exceeding personal ability by 5% to 10%, which is the ideal condition for experiencing flow. Triggering flow requires clear goals, immediate feedback, and the alignment of challenge with ability. These three factors interact, propelling individuals into a state of flow where they are completely absorbed in their present activities. Why is it challenging for people to experience flow nowadays? It could be that people are more inclined to fill their minds with readily available content like movie plots, entertainment programs, etc., rather than investing more effort to seek more rewarding flow experiences. Creating flow demands effort, facing challenges, and ultimately leads to more fulfillment. This brings us to the third viewpoint: clear goals, immediate feedback, and the balance between challenge and ability create the flow experience. Well, that's where we conclude our discussion of the book Flow. Congratulations on completing yet another book. Thank you all for your support and attention. Please subscribe to the channel, like, and share this valuable knowledge with your friends. Let's combine wisdom and practice to achieve our financial goals and create a better future. Thank you, and see you in the next episode.